Hey guys,
Welcome back to the Dramatic
Elements
Podcast,
Podcast,
episode 8.
episode 8. We have
Episode
been
8.
doing this for some time.
Yes, we have. Right.
Especially since this is the second one we're filming
Today.
Yes.
This is
Go
yet
check
again one of those
Yeah.
pre-recorded episodes.
Yes.
Because this will drop by the time this drops. I will have left for winter break.
Yeah. I'll be the day before my final.
Right.
My bio and chem final.
Right.
Anyway.
So it's like
fun times.
November 7th? No.
Today's November 9th. Yeah, today's November 9th. This is dropping December 13th.
Right.
Period.
Anyway,
so today we're kind of continuing episode 6. So in episode 6, if you haven't seen it, we talked about the college application process / like picking which college we're going to attend. Now we're going to talk about just in general our fears starting college and then actually getting here and either how those fears are playing out.
It's the next phase. It's the
next phase actually starting. What do those first few days and few weeks look like?
Yes.
Insanity.
And there's a lot to say.
So how about you can start. What fears did you have coming into college? How are you feeling?
Okay. My biggest fear, this is kind of weird, but my biggest fears, I didn't get scared until literally probably a week before I left. I was chilling. I was like, it's gonna be fine. Or maybe it just hadn't hit me yet that I was actually going to college, you know?
Yeah.
But like a week before, I was like, oh, wait, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
And so I started freaking out. But it was more, like, the freak out was more because I was like, how am I going to get into a routine? Like, how am I going to, like... And honestly, I feel like social media was a big thing for me because I moved in... When did we move in? The 24th?
Yeah.
August 24th. And people were way moved in by that point. Like, I know people that moved in the 13th of August. Like, we were part of the last group, at least from, like, the people I know from home.
Okay.
And so... I had been seeing so many people posting, going out every single night, having all these friends. Yes, having all these friends. And I'm thinking, what?
Didn't you just get there?
You just got there. Like, you just got there. Like, that is not... I just don't see myself acting that way. Like, I just don't see myself, like, being able to get to that place with people so fast. And so I was like, oh my God, like, what if I'm like have no friends? Like, what if I don't want to go out and I want to stay in for a night because I'm tired or whatever it is, and like then I have to go out because otherwise I'll miss or I'll whatever. Like, that one night that I don't go out will be the night everybody makes friends and I don't. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the like chronic overthinking about what could be happening. And so that was like my biggest fear, was like all that, and then like getting into routine. And honestly, well, we'll get to what actually happened, but you go ahead.
Well, me and my best friend Sarah, we last year, so like during senior year, we had completely different schedules because she was in IB and I wasn't. But we had debate together. So my school did like A days and B days. So every other day we had debate together, and we would basically just debrief the past 48 hours, like, and just talk about life. We literally would just sit in the back corner of the debate room. The rest of the debate class interacted with each other. It was a whole party, and then there was us two, and like it was known. Like, people would like joke about it with us, how we just hid in our corner and did our thing. Like, we had no interest in the rest of that class. That's a whole, like, that class was anyway funny. But we would always just talk about going into college, obviously, like everything like that. And what was funny was that she was more afraid of like whatever. We had different fears. That's kind of irrelevant to get into. But my biggest fear that like we always like talked about was balancing school and like social life. I was just so scared of like, because I was like, I'm going into being this like biochem major. It's supposed to be a hard major. I'm supposed to have all this work. So how am I supposed to make friends? And how do I know when to stop studying and be like, okay, I can go hang out with people now, or
Yeah.
I need to leave my friends because I need to go work. Like I was like, I just don't know how much time I should be putting into each thing, like social and school. So I was like, I'm just scared of finding that balance and maybe
No,
doing it,
yeah.
if I do it wrong at first and commit too much time to school and then make no friends, or too much time to friends and then do bad in school, and like the first week, I don't know, that was just, I just was like, I can't,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that balance. And her biggest fear was more just the social part. She was like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm just gonna like talk to people
No,
and make friends.
that's
So
so
then
real.
I got worried about that too, because I was like,
Yeah.
wait, yeah, how are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
Like that's low key. Like it was just, it's such an unknown thing. Like just how day to day life is gonna look
Yes,
like.
it was the day. That's a better way to phrase it. Like
Yeah.
the day to day. Like,
Yeah.
what is my actual like life going to look like? I literally don't know. Also, I had a big thing about like, okay, I have class till 2 on the first day of classes on Monday. I have class till 2. What am I gonna do for the rest of the day? Like, I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do with myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
To not make myself just like sit in my dorm and like be sad that I
Yeah.
like, don't have friends yet. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
Like that was
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that, those were like the biggest worries, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the biggest worries.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
think honestly, once I got to school and we had moved in,
yeah.
that even did wonders for me moving
Oh,
in. I
yeah.
literally like I need to just rip the band-aid off and like get myself like situated in our room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once I did, I was like, okay, I guess I'm living here now, you know?
Right.
And then my parents stayed for a couple, like the 24th was a Saturday when we moved in,
Yeah.
and then I think they flew home like Sunday night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
we
had them
both
for the
had
next like
that.
24 hours.
Yeah.
And once they left, I was sad for probably like 10 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
But
this is kind of
the
sad.
real sadness of like being there alone hadn't hit yet. It was just like,
No.
wait,
No.
I'm literally here. Like,
It was just like,
hello.
yeah.
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 That was exciting.
And then honestly, the first 3 weeks for me here were a breeze.
Yeah.
They were a breeze. And like once I think I have more to talk about starting like the 4th week probably is when it really hit me that I was like here for like school for real, not like summer
Yes.
camp. But
Yeah.
the first 3 weeks, like all my worries were honestly so irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
getting into a routine, that was not hard for me. It really
Yeah.
wasn't. And like getting like the pressures of like going out was not a thing. That was not a thing.
No, there
Like-
wasn't like going out. Also, the thing is, I loved the fact that we had the orientation.
Yeah.
Because for UT Austin, you have to come here for orientation. I think we
It's
mentioned
like
this in
3
some
days.
other episode.
Yeah.
But it's 3 days over the summer. We both came the same weekend in like July or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, like July
Yeah,
1st,
yeah,
2nd,
yeah,
3rd, I
yeah.
think it was. Anyway, we made friends at orientation.
Yep.
So
That we
the
still are
first
friends with.
weekend, remember,
Yeah.
literally, we move in, and then a week later, it was like Memorial. No, not Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah,
It was
something
like
like
Labor
that.
Day.
Yeah, Labor
So
Day.
that weekend, we already were going thrifting with our friend group.
Yeah.
Guys, I was like, wait, this is so
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Wait, that's actually
isn't that
so
crazy?
true.
It was
Yeah.
the first weekend,
That's
and we already
crazy.
had like a group of people who
Yeah.
we're still like kind of grouped up with now. Like we
Mhm.
still hang out with them all the time now.
Mhm.
Emma and Evelyn.
Right, right.
I fear we've said these names multiple
right.
times now.
No, honestly,
Uh,
orientation here was really helpful.
It really was,
Yeah.
because you got a feel of the campus. You had to find buildings already, like
right.
so you were
Also,
kind of
they
used
made
to
it
having
like
to do
super
that.
social. It was so social.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really so
that
it was
one
stressful,
night,
but
I think it was probably like Saturday night. Probably it was like there was like so much going on. There was like
Yeah.
an art room. There was like a silent disco. Like there was a lot
there was
going on.
karaoke.
There was
there was a lot.
there was karaoke. Like it was just like you could find your like where you,
could
wanted to
find
go and
someone.
find someone.
Yeah,
You could find
and
someone.
you were roomed like in the person you stayed with, because you stayed in a dorm. It was
Mhm.
3 days. Was someone who was in your major,
Yeah.
so you got to know someone who's like
who's
has
in
the same
in your
interests as
classes.
you. Like,
Well, for me at least, like
right,
my roommate, like she's in all of my classes, obviously, because she's
Right.
an acting major. But like, yeah, that was awesome. And then you also had like a separate group of people in your college, not just in your major, but in your
Yes.
college.
Yeah.
So we had like, I mean, I out of the people in that group, I've probably seen I've probably like stayed in contact with like 3 of them, and then like
Yeah.
the other and then 3 from my major that I see every day, obviously, that I'm good friends with. So
Yeah.
like 6 people, which honestly is a
I was gonna
lot from
say
just
I have
orientation.
Emma, like
Right.
Emma, who's been mentioned, who was my roommate at orientation, and she was in my like orientation group. And this one other guy who I've talked to like a few times
Right.
since. But other than
But
that,
I
I
remember at orientation, like at least for us, it was like all of our rooms were next to each other in the
yeah.
building.
No, it
They like
was
assign
very
you
like
rooms.
hanging out,
Yes,
very
we hung
like
out. We literally watched
forced
like
to
the
be with
Lego movie,
people.
like at
Oh,
like
really?
1 a.m. Yeah, we
Wait,
like
that's
all
so
hung out. It
funny.
was
Oh, that's
very
so
like,
cute.
yeah, and like, have I seen literally any of them in like years? No, I haven't. But
But you
okay,
had
whatever. It
opportunities
was
to click with
yes,
multiple
and
people.
like there are a couple people, like I said, that I'll see and I love them, and we'll like
Right.
make combo. Like
There's
it was just
also
nice.
I have like random times where I'm walking on campus. I think someone from my orientation group actually lives in this building because
Oh,
I'm in the
really?
elevator and I'm like, no, why do I
Oh,
know your
wait, that's
face?
so
But I've never
funny.
said hi to them. They just
Yeah,
don't know. Like whatever. It's just funny things.
yeah,
But going back to just more about like coming here and starting college,
right.
also since I had done the Harvard program I
Yeah,
did, like where I literally had to follow the college schedule and take those like college schedule in terms of 3 hour lecture in the morning,
right.
3 hour lecture in the afternoon, but the rest of the day is just up to you to do what you need to do. Um, I like had experienced that, so I was pretty confident in terms of like following that schedule. Once again, my big thing was just because at Harvard, it was a 7 week program. I had no pressure on myself to make friends because
Right.
also the people there were from like all around the world. So
Yeah.
I was like I have some people I still talk to from there. But anyway, there wasn't a pressure of you need
This is
to
where I'm
make
gonna be for the
friends. I
next four
was
years.
exactly,
Right.
yeah. And like whatever. It was just a 7 week program. I was gonna go
Yeah,
home
yeah,
after and be
yeah.
with my normal friends, like
Yeah.
my home friends. Anyway, um, so yeah, I was just worried about the balance. But I feel like once I got here, especially because the first few weeks were very much summer camp. This is not
This is
real.
not
I was
real.
getting my
Yes.
work done, but like
No, it was
it was
very
pretty
summer
easy to
camp.
just like
Yeah.
balance. Like I was able to hang out with people and then go home and work. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, that
yeah.
fear was kind of it has never I've never been in a situation where I'm like, oh no, I have so much work
Yeah.
and I need to go hang out with these people. What do I do?
Yeah.
I haven't once had
Honestly,
that
like I feel
worry.
like in general, college has helped me even just a semester in, it's helped
Yeah,
me understand that if I don't feel like going out, it is
it's
so not a
totally
big deal.
okay.
It's crazy how not of a big deal it is. It is
And
crazy. Like,
right.
okay, like see you next time, like it's
And
literally
also
so chill. Like keeping like making time for yourself and doing what's going to be good for your
is
mental
really
health is
important.
literally more important than anything. And like
Yeah.
I feel like that hit me pretty fast. Like the first 3 weeks, like I said, were very summer camp, but also like I'm I've gone to overnight camp since I was 9 years old. Like
Right.
I've been away from home. Like I'm not
Mhm.
I the problem has like rarely ever been in the past like 3.5 months or whatever. It's never like maybe like a couple times I've been like I no, there have been a couple times where I've been like I really would like to go home right
Yeah,
now
of
just because like
course.
whatever, that's
That
normal.
makes sense.
But like once I started getting into, there were a couple weeks there where I was definitely struggling, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like me being like, oh, I want to go home necessarily. It was more me being like, I just wish I had, like, I just wish I felt more at home here. Do you know what
Right.
I mean?
Yes, that's a good way of wording it.
Like
Yeah.
the first 3 weeks, chilling. Weeks like 4, 5, and like
6.
6,
I feel like we're kind of
that's when
tough.
it was like, oh, wait.
Like I'm really here. I have exams. My like
Yeah.
grades are really like lining up. Like it was I remember week 4, like literally like you're saying, was a big wait a second. I'm actually doing this every week.
Yep.
And it's not
We're not
just
like
for
in a
shits and
fairyland.
gigs. Like
And
I'm not
also
just
like
playing
I'm
around.
here till late November and
Like
it's literally like late September and
yeah.
and at that time it was my friendships were fairly superficial. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
which makes sense. We had literally known each other for 3
together,
weeks.
Like we had just
but
like
like
done silly, cutie
yeah,
things.
exactly.
We
like
I bonded
I
seriously.
like I feel like you were like the first person that I was like, oh, like our friendship got like deeper faster because we lived together,
yeah.
clearly. But everybody else that I consider like good friends now,
Yeah.
in like Emma, Evelyn, like my friends from my acting class, like
Yeah.
those people love so much now, and like I could not get it's really interesting because now, you know, in November, I would have zero problem texting like I have a bunch of people being like just like want to go to dinner, like chill,
Yeah.
no problem. But at that time, I remember distinctly like being on the phone with my girlfriend crying in like the 5th week probably, being like, and she'd be like, why don't you text like this person, and I'd be like, no, like we're not close, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like that in between, that like weird in between where it's like I want to be friends with you and we are friendly with each other, but I didn't feel like I had like friends to the point where I could just like casually go hang out with them, which is totally different than how I feel now.
Yeah.
But that part, like, and it was also like hard for me to see past that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard in those moments to be like, I need to just wait it out and like give it time.
No, yeah.
And that's totally
like
what happened. And now I'm literally fine. But like those couple weeks were definitely rough.
See, we've talked about this a little bit. I had a completely different perspective on the friends thing because me and my friend Sarah, once again, we had just heard so many horror stories of like first semester is going to be miserable. You're going to like just not have any friends, like, or just become friends with people and then find out that they're really bad people like a week later. And I feel like we had just heard way too many horror stories. And I have another friend who's a year older, and he like it took him a long time to find anyone that he really clicked with.
Yeah.
So I was expecting to not have any friends for semester. Yeah. So the fact that literally the weekend after we got here, we were hanging out with people. I don't care if it was surface level. I had people that I was literally talking to and hanging out with. I was like, wait, this is 20 times better than anything I ever expected. And
I wish I were.
My friend Sarah, she was like, I have like she would tell me how she like had different groups of people. Like she just seemed to have like a broader group of people that she was like, oh, I'm decently friends with all of them. I felt like I have 4 people that I really like and we hang out together. I was like, guys, I'm literally the luckiest person alive. So I just had a completely different perspective because I feel like friends was the main thing I was like chilling on. Like I was 100% chilling with that. Everything else was like,
mine was the complete opposite. Like I have not had a single worry about work because as we've talked about, nothing could be more different if it tried when it came to that for the two of us. So I didn't have that at all. But like I was definitely, but also like I said, social media made it so much worse. It really did make it so much worse because I would literally see 4th, 5th week in my peak, I'm so lonely and I don't have any friends era. I would go on TikTok and see so many people from my high school at their whatever with all their friends and their huge friend groups, and they're like all going out partying. They have so many pictures with all these people and they're posting it, and that's awesome and I'm so happy for you. But to see that on my phone as I'm in bed like crying because I feel so lonely, not fun. You know what I mean? It just makes it is like makes it nearly impossible for me to have that perspective of like, wait, Shaya, you literally have like people that you talk to every day, like, you know what I mean? Like but then I see that and I'm like, no, what was me? You know what I mean?
No, and that's completely valid too. Like that makes complete sense, but it's just different people. You know?
So how do we help ourselves out of this dirt? So well, okay, this one night I don't remember why this happened, but for whatever reason, I was like in a really bad mood. It was like one of these like 4th, 5th weeks nights. A really horrible day, horrible mood at night. and I was texting with one of my best friends from home who goes to Wisconsin, and we were just chatting, whatever. And then it kind of was feeling like the vibe that we were kind of thinking and feeling the same way at this time. So she was like, "Do you want to like FaceTime?" Because we were just texting. So we hop on the phone. And I also realized within 2 minutes of this conversation that I had not been on the phone with her in like a month. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why am I like not, why am I acting as if I'm alone in this? Like, I have my people at home that I could so lean on during this hard moment. So me and her name's Natalie, my friend from home, we talked for like so long. And it wasn't talk about like, oh, we're crying. It was just like,
just hang out.
Hey, yeah, we were just chatting and like giggling, you know? And I literally was like, wait, this literally turned my mood around in an instant. I was like, wait, Shaya, you literally have friends. Like, you need to calm down. And after that, I was like, oh, so I'm in such a better mood, and I'm not the only person in the world that feels this way. You know what I mean?
Literally, like, what do you know? Like, it sounds so like logical, but it really sometimes feels like I am the only person.
Yes. Yeah. And so now I'll like FaceTime with her and our other friend who's in Spain, the fuck, but we'll FaceTime, and like I'll FaceTime my mom or my dad or my sister or whatever, like I'll try to FaceTime them like once a week, you know. And it genuinely helps so much. Like I feel like coming into this space, especially as an out of state person, I would argue I don't know if I have any friends here that live in Texas that haven't been home at least once. I think
that's
everybody
what
has
I was
been home
gonna say.
At least once.
It's hard when you're really wanting to go home and you see your friends going home every other weekend, or hard. Even if they've gone home like twice. And I'm like, I would kill to just go home for 2 days. And they're like, look at like, I don't know. And then they're like I miss home so much, and I'm like, you were there last weekend. Like, valid for missing it,
but it's hard.
But it's just hard to hear sometimes when it's like, wait, but like I really miss home.
Like I haven't
last
been
time
home
I was
months,
home was August 22nd. Like, guys,
I think it just adds an extra layer. Because you are obviously empathetic to those people and like not invalidating that they miss home, but it is hard when you are one of like very few people who really have not been home since the beginning of the semester. And so I feel like just like calling with my family or people from home that like know my home, or that like, because also what I was gonna say was like being here, it almost feels like I'm so disconnected from that whole humongous part of my life where I grew up and all those people, that like sometimes I need the reminder that like those people still exist. That is still part of my life. Like I will be there soon. You know what I mean? Like I think it's important to find time, if you can, to like actually get on the phone with people. Like not just text. Like get on the phone.
You need to FaceTime and like just hang out, because that's the thing that I have like trouble with, just finding the time to call like different people. But it does help so much. So like it really is important that I keep it in my mind when it's like it's Sunday, and if I happen to get out of bed to like wash the dishes or something, I can have my little phone propped up and hang out and chat with my friend for like an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And it really does help like talking to people that are going through the same thing, that are like specifically from home. Because I have my best friend Michael, who's a year older. He's in his sophomore year, so he's having a little bit of a different experience just because he's done this before. And then I have 2 friends who are still in Miami, so like they're still living at home. They're going to college, but just they're still at home. So my queen Sarah, like my actual girl, she, whatchamacallit, is like the only super close friend I have that's like from home, that is out of state. She's actually here in Texas too. She's at Rice. And so talking to her is really nice. There was literally this one phone call that we had where we had not called in forever, and then we got on FaceTime, and it was like, oh, how are you? And it was like, I'm good. Then how are you? I'm good. 20 seconds later, we were like, wait, how are you really?
Right. Wait.
And then we realized we were having the same, like, I really miss home. This
Right.
is really hard, low key. Like, I'm having bad moments. Because
Yeah.
it was also in that, like, week 4, 5, 6. Those are hard weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's when it's really hitting you. Like, yeah, it's real.
It's
and
like
you're
that
really
you're
missing
not in the
people.
fairyland anymore, but you're not settled enough anymore.
Right. It's like
You
this
know?
weird middle ground. Because, like, now I'm in my, like, complete routine.
Right.
And we're also super close
Yeah.
to Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
Then we were far from Thanksgiving break, which is, like, when we get to go home.
And far
from when we had first. So, like, it was just this middle, like, wait, I'm just going to be here forever. And I've been here forever. And I can't do this anymore.
Right.
What is going on? So, we, like, that was super nice to talk with her. So yeah, overall it's important to talk to people from home. And yeah, like you said, I call my parents like once a week, and girl, my sister's like the hardest person to get a hold of. This girl is like a junior in IB doing ballet 6 days a week. I always text her, I'm like, Queenie, I miss you, let's call.
I'm dead.
And then there's
no response.
And then there's radio silence.
That's funny.
But we do talk as much as we can.
And she came to visit. You got to see her.
Right, yeah. She came to visit me once, so that was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Just different things.
Moral of the story
a roller coaster.
You must push through.
Yes, you must
because
push through.
It will be okay. I feel it will be okay.
It will be okay. And you are going to have bad moments, but you're also going to have really good moments when you're like, wait, I'm literally independent and I'm literally in Texas.
And I literally don't have to tell anyone what time I'm going to be home. I'm just going to come home.
I'm just going to go out and do what I want.
Scan my little key.
Yes.
Literally.
And like just stay in bed or go do my work. Or,
right.
Like I just have control over myself, which is like scary but also so exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's fun to like just explore new places. Like being in a new place out here is so fun, and finding new little things on campus.
It's on actually so fun.
Oh, I love meeting new people.
I literally wait. Let me speak on this for one second.
Crazy.
I was literally thinking about this yesterday. I think it's so fascinating how people from all different parts of the country, different like living situations, different families, different can like get along so easily. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I think
cool.
it's crazy. I mean, I think we're a prime example, but honestly, like a bunch of people that I've met who like we have the same humor, we just like know the same reference. Something about
like, but we're from different parts of the country.
Yeah, like the other day, literally must have been like 2 days ago, I started singing some like random like early 2000s song. I don't remember what it was, and my friend Sam started singing along. Oh no, it was this. You know the song by Andy Grammer that's like nah nah honey I'm good.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. You know it. I don't know why I started singing it, but I did. Suddenly, everybody in my acting class started singing it, and I'm thinking, wait,
we all know
you
this.
all know Auntie Grammer's nah honey I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just funny. Like, of course you know it. Of course you know it. Of course that wasn't only the people in Illinois that heard that song. You know,
right.
Like, of course that makes sense. But it's just cool to be like, oh wait, that's crazy.
And it's cool to learn about different living experiences. Literally last week, episode 7, Chicago versus Miami.
Right.
Like we grew up in such just different worlds, like in terms of weather alone, and then just everything
culture,
about where
like
we
literally
live,
anything.
Culture, everything. Yeah. It's really cool. I love learning about different people and
yeah.
different experiences. So it's really fun. Embrace the new things that come when you start college.
Period.
That's like the biggest.
And that's the headline.
Advice. And period. So that was our like just breakdown of our experiences coming into college and starting college. But let's move on to our dramatic element.
Right. Well,
what's
unfortunately, guys. Well, okay, let me tell you, because I can't just say that I don't have a dramatic element. I have to explain why I don't have a dramatic element.
And
it's probably because the drama is the reason why I don't have a dramatic element. And let me I'm getting there.
I'm staying with you.
No, you are. As we know, I'm on crew, right? Let me tell you that the hours of crew are oh, you know what my dramatic element literally is? I have crew from 5:30 to 10 every day, okay? I'm on lighting board, which means that the lighting designer is here and she's saying, okay, you know, lights 23 through 45 at 6. Da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba, boo, go. right? So I'm the person that's doing the buttons, enter. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then once we have set the whole show, which it's a dance show, each dance takes 4 hours. Each dance takes a day, basically.
Right.
At the very end of rehearsal, the stage manager, we get on headset, and then she'll be like, we'll run the number, and she'll be like, light cue 45, go. And I press the go button, right? So I have to be there for this whole 4.5 hours. Like, I can't leave or it's not going to be good. All of my other friends are on set crew. There's no set. It's a dance show. Or costumes. The costumes are made.
Right.
The costumes are made. So they all leave by 7:30 at the latest.
That's crazy.
Literally, my friends on set crew leave around 6:15. They're there from 5:30 to 6:15.
No way.
My friend on costumes, she'll stay till like 10ish. She just doesn't have anything to do for the last 2 hours. She's just waiting for the costumes to like dry.
Right.
So, but I'm there till 10 every day, no questions, as you know, like no questions asked. The problem with this really is that I have to eat dinner at 4:45. And let's talk about it. I am not a person who eats dinner at 4:45.
No.
I'm a person who eats dinner at probably 6:30 on average, I would say. So by the time, if I'm eating at 4:45, I'm stuffing who knows what down my little throat because I know I won't survive without it.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind, I'm not allowed to have food in the theater, so I literally can't eat. Like I literally can't eat. Comes around like 7 o'clock, and I'm literally like starving. Like I'm literally, my stomach is grumbling as I'm trying to like do the lights or whatever.
Yeah.
And that is really where the trauma has come in this week. Yeah. I would have to say, because then I'll come home. I get home around 10:15, 10:20. And I'm like, am I really about to I'm not like gonna eat like a meal right now, but like I am hungry. You know what I mean? It's just a terrible dynamic.
Right.
And that's where my drama is
extremely dramatic.
Extremely.
Yeah. And it leaves no room for fun dramatic elements to happen because you're stuck out working all day long.
Yes,
and all
exactly.
night long.
It's literally like I have class until 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then like work for 45 minutes and then eat, go, come home. Like those have been my daily routines. So there's no time for any like fun drama, you know?
Yeah. Well, my drama is a little bit sillier, but not very fun. Definitely
right. But
not very fun.
Right.
So basically, I was sitting at my desk. So on my desk, it's like whatever. Yeah. It's my desk, and in the corner,
right,
in the corner, right, in like the corner of my desk, I have little like decorations and things. One of them being a book that my girlfriend made of like a bunch of pictures of us for like our 6 months. Super cute.
And it's the fact that it's that is
being terrorized,
right?
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sitting at my desk. I think I was like eating breakfast or something on like Thursday. Anyway, sitting there, munch, look over. Oh, I think I'm being pranked.
Yep.
So basically,
we're gonna have to insert a picture of this.
We're gonna have, and I took a photo because I immediately thought, wow, this is a funny prank. I must take like photo proof of the fact that I'm being pranked.
Yep.
So I look over. There's a cockroach about this big, like including its like antennas and whatever. Like it was a full-sized mama roach. Like
mama roach.
It was a big roach. But it was perfectly still, and it was like sitting on the corner of my book. It was like just sat there, but it was so still and looked so like so perfect. Like I just don't know how to describe it.
It could have been like an image.
It could have been an image. It looked like one of those plastic cockroaches that people buy to do pranks on others. So I was like, oh, ha ha, he. Shaya or someone else who has been in this room taped a plastic cockroach to my book. Okay, I'm crying of laughter. Not really. So I take a photo for evidence. Duh. And then I think, okay, well, let's figure out if this bitch is real or not. I'm thinking there's no way, but in case, let me like be prepared. So basically, I was like, let me just like shake the book a little, like just see what happens. I touch the book, an antenna moves. I said, oh, I see what we're working with. A live one. Anyway, so I immediately go and grab my flip flop because clearly that's what I'm going to kill it with.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so we have a carpet in like the middle, like a carpet in like the middle of our room. So I was like, I'm not gonna smush this bitch into the carpet. So I basically pick up the book carefully. I don't know if this bitch was in a coma, if she was sleeping. I don't know, because I feel like cockroaches, the second you like just get near them,
like stay on
it was like weirdly like creeping, but it like wasn't trying to like run away or act like sporadic like they normally do. So I pick up the book carefully. Book is in one hand, flip flop in the other hand, and the plan was to shake it off the book and like kill it immediately, like you know.
Right. Like on the floor, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I take the book, I walk across the room, I'm in the area with like tile floor, no carpet, and I shake it like I like whatever, slightly shake the book to like get him to get off the book. The coma was immediately. I didn't want to smush that thing into my book.
Oh, the book, right.
Like
right.
that book is precious.
No, okay, sorry.
I can't have guts on my book.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I wiped the book down just because it was
because that's disgusting.
Let alone its guts being smushed. Right. I was not gonna have that. Anyway, I shake it a little bit. Coma is over. Sleeping is over. She's awake and she scurries immediate like I shake it and she's like, oh shit, I know what's happening, jumps off and runs under my like dresser, and suddenly
that's the end of the story if you wanted to know.
And I fear that that's the end of the story.
Right,
I fear I haven't seen her since, and she's lurking in the shadows once again.
And I fear that means that she's in our room, because where else would she be?
We would see her if she trekked across into the bathroom, and then we would see her in the bathroom because there's not many hiding spots in the bathroom. So every time I put on my shoes now, I'd be shaking them out. Like, I'm on watch because I'm gonna get that hoe.
That's insane.
Yeah.
One day it is literally just gonna be like rolling around the ground, and we're gonna be screaming.
I fear one day our dramatic element is gonna be the death of this.
Or the refinding and losing of him.
Yeah.
Aw, comment a name for him.
Guys, the cockroach who terrorized my book.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is insane.
The cockroach.
I'm dead.
That's insane drama.
Yeah. Those were our dramatic elements of the week.
Yes.
We hope your December is going well. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Get hype. We're getting close to the season finale.
Yay! Yes.
Stay tuned. I think next week we're going to be doing gingerbread house making.
Okay.
That will be a super fun and silly episode.
Right. Tune in.
Be prepared to see us getting crafty on our little table here.
And in preparation, go out to your local Target and buy a gingerbread house to make it with us.
Right. And build it with us. Yeah. And fire. That was a beautiful idea.
Thank you for listening, our dedicated fans. Yes. We love you.
We love you.